College basketball, believe it or not that far away. Hey, how are you folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you here on CBSSports.com. It's countdown to college basketball tip-off, and it's here with our buddy, CBSSports.com college basketball columnist Gary Parrish. Let's bring him in. And Gary, you got all kinds of stuff going on until the season begins. Let's do your preseason All-America team and fire away. Who are the guys that you think have the shot to be the best 5 players in college basketball this year?
Well, I started with the freshmen, and I have a history of doing this. I mean, I tapped Kevin Durant before he had ever played a college game, and that's the complaint I'll get with it. But, look, talent's talent. And ever since the NBA implemented this age limit rule, we are getting some elite-level guys into college basketball that wouldn't otherwise be here. Case in point, John Wall, the freshman point guard at Kentucky. Had he been in last year's draft, there would have been a debate. And remember, there was no debate about who should have gone number 1 last year. It was going to be Blake Griffin no matter who was selecting there. But there are some teams that would have had a debate if Wall was in that draft about whether to go Griffin, Wall at number 1. And either way, with the Grizzlies picking second, they would have taken Wall number 2 ahead of Hasheem Thabeet. So we're talking about a kid who would have gone no worse than number 2 in last year's draft. He is projected to go number 1 in this year's draft, and he's a special talent like Derrick Rose, like Tyreke Evans, a couple of the one-and-done guards that have played under John Calipari the past couple of years. I talked to John just a couple of nights ago, and I said, you know, before I put Wall on this first team and made him the preseason CBSSports.com National Player of the Year, I talked to Cal, and I said, listen, is there any – I know what he thought of him before he got him. I said, is there anything you've seen that makes you think maybe this kid isn't what you thought he'd be, or makes you think maybe I'm overdoing this? And he said, no. Not at all. It's a special kid, and John even said that to date he's picked up things quicker than Rose picked them up, picked up things quicker than Tyreke picked them up. He's just a unique talent, and though, yes, I know he has not played a college game yet, as soon as he starts playing, he's going to have an impact, and it's going to be large.
And it's part of a huge class that Calipari has brought with him to Kentucky as well. I want to get into a couple other guys that you have on that first team All-America. Willie Warren, you mentioned Blake Griffin going number 1. What is Willie Warren's year of the year post-Griffin? You know what?
The question about Willie was always not whether he'd be able to play without Blake, but whether he could play with him. I mean, a lot of people were skeptical last year because Willie, you know, at least through his high school years and on the summer circuit in AAU ball, tended to dominate the ball and take a lot of shots, and he was always the guy on his team. I was impressed last year and a little surprised, honestly, that he was able to play second fiddle to Blake or be his sidekick. And look, he had his moments where he frustrated Jeff Capel a little bit, and they even had to sit him down for a game. But by and large, he really performed well in that role. With Blake, I don't want to say out of his way because that's not the right way to put it, but with Blake no longer around, this is Willie Warren's team, and I think you'll see a guy who's going to be one of the elite scorers, not only in the Big 12 but in college basketball. I mean, a guy who, if you wanted to start a list of guys most likely to pop for 40 just on a random Wednesday night, Willie Warren would top that list.
Or in the case of the Big 12, the random Monday night on Big Monday.
Correct.
Gary, I want to real quickly take you through the guys that you have right off that first tier. Let's bring that up here. Your second team All-America, the guys that have the chance. You got Manny Harris and Sharon Collins at Kansas, Kyle Singler maybe for a big year at Duke, and another Kentucky player in Patrick Patterson, and another freshman in Derek Favors. Which guy do you think highlights the best chance to maybe have that special year to be a first-team All-America?
Well, there's no question. I mean, Derek Favors he's a pro playing college basketball, just like John Wall is a pro playing college basketball. I give those guys the benefit of the doubt because though most of America hasn't seen them play, I've seen them play many, many times over the years. I think the world of Favors. He seems like a solid kid. He works hard, and then he's just got the physical gifts that can make you a dominant college basketball player. I won't be surprised if he's the key to getting Paul Hewitt an extension and a little bit of a comfort zone down there at Georgia Tech. And then Sharon Collins is on the second team, and honestly, he's a first-team caliber point guard, only bumped because of the presence of John Wall. And so I think Sharon Collins could obviously be up there. I would say Avery Bradley, from the freshman at Texas, but I don't think he's going to have the numbers that it usually takes to jump up there, but he's going to be an impact player on a Final Four caliber team. So, you know, Collins, Bradley, Derek Favors, and then Patrick Patterson's going to be a double-double guy. Cal Singler's going to be the best player at Duke and have another, what I think is a superb year. He's a talented, can do a lot of things with the ball. And so there's a handful of guys that would come in after that first team. And if somebody wanted to put up an argument for one of them, I'd be willing to listen.
And no shocker here that you got a lot of freshmen in that handful. Gary Parrish, thank you very much, sir. We'll continue the countdown very soon. Talk to you later, bud.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, folks, for more on Gary's stuff, be sure to read all of his articles as we get ready for college basketball, which, folks, is about 3 weeks away. For Gary Parrish, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.